Yo, I know what you're here for. Let's get to that sports talk, baby. Me and Vince are back at it. It's a Friday. It's a good Friday. We headed to the weekend. We got Super Bowl going on, NBA games, trade deadline, NFL honors, and we turned up for it. How we feeling, Vince? How we feeling about today?
Feeling good. Last night was a good award show. The thing that shocked me more than even the NFL, the Lakers made zero moves.
Yeah, bro. Lakers made no moves at the trade deadline. LeBron, he seemed frustrated throughout the year. He calling them complete trash throughout the year. Uh, it kind
The
of got back on
GM,
the
it
better
seems
side
like.
with yeah. It just seems like they need to make moves. I feel like they need to make moves because just like we got exampled of with the Nuggets in the game against the Nuggets, you're not beating those type of teams.
No.
Am I putting the Lakers above the Bucks? Am I putting them above the Clippers? Am I putting them above the Nuggets? No, I'm not. They don't have no shot at beating those teams. So I'm kind of surprised you didn't make a move like that. D'Lo, sometimes he gets it. Sometimes he can drop 30 points, but sometimes he can be in the
He's
way
streaky.
at some certain point in times. You know what I'm
He's
saying? He's
streaky.
just streaky type guy. Austin Reeves, he has on and off type games. And how can we find a way to keep these guys on? How can we keep this going on instead of turning it off in clutch situations like the different Nuggets losing 114 to 106? They got a good stretch of games here next. Pelicans tonight, Detroit Pistons,
They
Utah
better
Jazz,
win that
and
one. Yeah.
then that's three games you can easily win right there. Utah Jazz might give you some money, but other than that, you got the Warriors after the Utah Jazz. That's going to be a must-see TV type game. That's the games us fans want to watch. But the Super Bowl this weekend, that's all we thinking about. But it's surprising y'all had interesting talks with Dejounte Murray, thinking about getting rid of D'Lo, all these types of guys. And I heard that they trying to trade for Donovan Mitchell next year, trying to get some money for
I read that
Donovan Mitchell.
too.
Like it's
Like
yeah,
all
like
these things sound
you
like as a Laker fan, or as a LeBron guy, all these things sound great. But you and I both know we've done this long enough. What sounds great usually isn't realistic.
exactly.
So where do you stand on it?
Exactly.
What do you think the Lakers need to do to get him over the hump?
They need I think the thing is this team got them to the conference championship last year. I don't know how, but it did last year. And I feel like they got better pieces now than they had last year, and they kept the guys they had last year. They just got to find a way offensively to get it going. Maybe Darvin Ham is the problem. Maybe you got to think of the head coaching job in the offensive scheme. And, throughout the year, he's been changing lineups in and out the lineups, put guys in and out the lineups. And we can't find a stable ground, a stable roster because we seen what they did against the Boston Celtics when they didn't have LeBron James and AD out there. So we see it that they can do something
Like I've said
physically,
this,
offensively.
like I've said this, I thought, and I don't know, at the time you didn't agree with me, but you didn't also disagree. I thought Frank Vogel wasn't the problem.
Yeah. I mean, it's just at a certain time you just got to come up and play because I feel like it's every year you get this excuse after excuse of LeBron not having the guys he needs, or he needs another player, or you need this type of piece, or the coach is not right. Maybe it's just time for you to get out there and show up and win. I'm tired of excuses. And I know the Lakers fans are tired of excuses. They won a championship in this decade. Give them that. Went to the conference championship last year, but Lakers expect championships. You got guys like Shaq and Kareem, Magic, Kobe. We're going to talk about him later on in the video. We got all these type of greats throughout history. And LeBron, you need multiple championships to sit on that Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying?
He's not on
LA
it right now.
Lakers. He's not on it right now. You got a championship, yeah, but we looking at multiple.
Need two more.
We're looking at multiple. You need a couple more. I think they need to figure this thing out. They kept what they had. You know what I'm saying? They didn't make no moves. I think they choked at the trade deadline. You could have got a decent offensive piece because, I said before in another video, LeBron can't carry a team by himself anymore. He's just not that type of superstar he was when he was 25. You know what I'm saying? He's not 2018 Cleveland LeBron. He's not D Wade and Chris Bosh LeBron. He's not none of them eras no more. You cannot be the oldest. You can't be 39 carrying the team to the championship. It just takes wear and tear.
I think what you just said is a very fair point. You need multiple. You are absolutely correct in this. Exactly. I think if he I'll say it like this: if he ties Mike for titles, which is probably not going to happen, probably not. I'm just putting that out there now. Probably won't tie Mike for titles. If he does, I think he's all Laker great. But
exactly. Another team I would say really choked at the trade deadline. I'm gonna put it out there. Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson and these guys, Draymond and these guys, you see him throughout the year. He can't keep his hands to himself. He's crying to Adam Silver, talking about he's trying to retire now. And now he's looking like the victim trying to come back. And now he's not putting his hands on nobody. He's been subtle now. I don't know if therapy actually got Draymond Green right, but he ain't acting all types of crazy. 2 suspensions from the guy. Klay Thompson, definite shell of himself after the 2 season injuries from him. Kind of expect that throughout history in basketball. You need your legs, you need your feet, you need your knees acting right. You know what I'm saying? You use all those abilities, shooting jump shots and stuff like that. And Klay Thompson, he is not looking good at all.
Think about this team just a decade ago. Best team in basketball history, greatest shooters ever. And now we're wondering if Klay Thompson is a problem. This dude a decade ago,
bro.
This dude even 4 years ago, because they won a title. This team 4 years ago, you couldn't stop them.
Just won a title.
Okay, now I need to ask.
Exactly, bro.
I know it's going to be unpopular. I understand that, but it needs to be asked. Is it time to split the trio up? Is it time?
It's been time to split the trio up a year ago. You know what I'm saying? They had to the championship. It's like everything fell apart with Jordan Poole. Yeah, people getting punched in their face in practice. That's another incident from my guy trying to put him out there, but he's around a lot of bad stuff. Him arguing with KD on.
100%. It seems like wherever he is, trouble follows. So this team's got 4 titles.
That's what I'm saying.
They've won 4 championships. So you think last year they should have done it?
I think they should have done it last year. After Klay Thompson got a second season injury, you kind of could have cut it off right there. I know he's been a part of your culture. He's been a part of history. But at the end of the day, business is business. At the end of the day, business is business. And if you think this guy's not going to come back and be the same Klay Thompson he was, why keep him? Try to trade him for better picks or better stuff you can get back for him and put things around Stephen Curry. They didn't do anything at the trade deadline. And you got Draymond Green who can barely get a bucket. Yes, giving an out assist, him being the maestro he is. He had that type of chemistry with Steph Curry of getting him the basketball in spots that he knows best. So I see why they keep Draymond, but he's been a problem more than not. He put his hands on somebody more than he's getting buckets out there.
I read something the other day. I don't know if this is actually true, but I read it. I think it was ESPN. Is it true that Klay's coming off the bench now?
He didn't finish up the game in the final. He looked sad on that side when he got reported by the reporter. It's a hard thing being the best player, and then now you sitting on the bench. Boogie Cousins had to learn that. A lot of Cam Newton had to learn that, even though that's not basketball. You at a certain point you are a superstar, but at a certain point, like my bro Vance said, Father Time will show up when he will show up and when he thinks you're finished. And when you're finished, and that's all I can say. Let's move on. NFL honors.
Let's do it.
MVP, Lamar Jackson, Action Jackson, Big Trust. Two MVPs, the youngest to ever do it. 2-time All-Pro, 3 times Pro Bowler. The man got picked in the last pick in the first round. Didn't even think he was going to get on a football team and start. Then Joe Flacco, he starts to fall apart. And then Lamar Jackson, he comes in there and he's tearing the league up from start to finish. Beating everybody in the regular season, the most regular season wins out of since he's been in the league. The man is Action Jackson. We ain't seen this since Michael Vick. I want to give him his flowers. Yes, he had a horrible loss in the playoffs. It's Kansas City. It just happened. But other than that, Lamar Jackson has definitely solidified himself. Put a marker. You can put a pin to it. The best quarterback in this generation. Two-time MVP. You can't. It's just
I don't
great
know
ones
about
in
that.
that list.
Patrick Mahomes has 2 rings.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the conversation of that, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about he solidified himself in that conversation. Not saying he's at the top.
Yeah.
But other than Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, you're putting him in the top 5 best quarterbacks in the league, and I'm taking them at 2.
My thing with it is, and I've said that I was talking to a group of friends last night. We were texting about this, watching the NFL honors. And it wasn't me crapping on Lamar because he's a great quarterback. Like anyone that watches games knows this. But my thing is, why are we subjecting people and acting like numbers don't matter? Why do we act in this world like numbers mean nothing? Because last time I checked, when you go into a contract meeting, you don't say, "Hey, this guy was good. I should get paid $300 million." You say, "No, I was the best. Pay me my money." So my thing with this is Lamar had 29 touchdowns. The last guy to win with under 30 was Peyton Manning. Probably should have went to Tom Brady, but it didn't. And I don't mean to crap on Lamar. Lamar played great. Brock Purdy had more touchdown passes than Lamar had total touchdowns. Josh Allen had the most touchdowns.
This is what it got to go back to. It got to go back to Brock Purdy. I know we know you're a 49ers fan.
Not even him. Not even him. I'm putting it out there. That's not even him.
Yeah.
Josh Allen.
I know you're talking about Josh Allen. Yeah.
He had the same number of passing touchdowns than Lamar did total touchdowns. How many touchdowns did Lamar have? Lamar had 29. Josh Allen had 44. It's not close.
Yeah, but it comes down to this. At the beginning of the season, we had Josh Allen. At the beginning of the year, they looked like they might not even make the playoffs. He was looking horrible. He was throwing interception after interception, and he had double the amount of interceptions than Lamar Jackson. You know what I'm saying? If you're turning over the ball, they almost didn't make the playoffs. But the back half of the season, if he played like that back half of the season, the first half of the season, then I get that argument. Brock Purdy, we know what
outside of Baltimore.
I'm sorry,
outside of the Baltimore game, it was a great season.
Exactly, but like Brock Purdy, we see the talks out there with him having these great players, and Kyle Shanahan has been to the Super Bowl with game management type quarterbacks. Not trying to take any shots at Brock Purdy because he's balling. He's in the Super Bowl. You got to give it to him. But honestly, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. That's the narrative on Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying? He got picked and missed.
I was putting that more so out there just because that's an actual statistic. He has more passing touchdowns than Lamar does total. Like that's not me being rude. That's proven statistic. My thing I was also saying, I said this on my text yesterday. I'll read it to you. I said to a friend of mine, I said, so do we just forget head-to-heads now? Because last time I checked, if I'm not mistaken, the last time that the MVP played Josh Allen wasn't pretty. Josh Allen destroyed him. So head-to-heads just don't matter anymore. Like, I mean, touchdowns. Oh, we got a comment.
Got my 4 bucks with Luke Ukes. You got to kind of wear a YouTube name, but it's all right. Atlanta should have put up that money for Lamar. Yes, bro. They should have put up that money. Everybody had all this stuff to go out. All these people had in the offseason said, "Can we have a shot at Lamar?" And they didn't want to take any shot at Lamar. Now look at them.
What we said the last live stream
back here.
The last live stream
back here. You had a shot at Lamar.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The last live stream, you said it. There's about 5 right now. There's about 6 teams that wouldn't take him. That's it.
Bro. And all of them bad.
Because there's about 6 teams that don't need a quarterback. The other 26 are taking a quarterback.
Exactly. And then
let's run.
Other Other than the
Bengals,
Kansas City,
Buffalo.
Yes. Buffalo.
Bengals,
Yeah.
KC, Buffalo. Maybe the Niners now.
But other than that, you should be trying to go for Lamar Jackson. I don't understand why we had all these people come out and say we didn't want him. Look at Washington now. Look at the Atlanta Falcons now.
Let's actually do this.
You know what I'm saying?
Bengals, KC, Buffalo, Niners right now, LA, and Rams. And honestly, you're not going to like this. I think the Chargers wouldn't take him.
The Chargers probably wouldn't take him because, Harbaugh now, he had that type of quarterback like J.J. McCarthy. But if I'm the GM, if you're a smart person like me and the guy is giving you 13 wins a season, why am I not taking Lamar Jackson? What has Justin Herbert done since he's been in the league except throw a pretty pass? You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you choked against the Jaguars. And yeah, the coach has a little bit to do with it, but you got the talent in front of you. You got Mike Williams. You got
Keenan Allen.
You got Austin Eckler. You got a defense that can stop the ball at any time of the point. Get Lamar Jackson that, and you see what Lamar Jackson got out of that, and that's 13 wins in the AFC Championship. So
I think there's about five, six teams that wouldn't take a quarterback. 3 for certain, 4 for certain that don't need him. Not that he's not good, they just don't need him. I think another thing for me, Commander. Oh, you can take this one.
Yeah, man. I talked about it in my last stream. If you check out my last stream, I talked about it. But I feel like you got Cliff Kingsbury. Looks like they're trying to go for Caleb Williams. That's who we need to get. If you at 2, you might as well move up to 1 and get the best player. You know what I'm saying?
Lux, I said this. The last live stream, I said this. I said, if you're the Commanders, I don't know if you're. Is he a Commander fan? I'm going to guess.
No, Cowboys. I think he's a Cowboy fan.
I said, if I'm the Commanders, you think we both said it. You're going to move. You're going to do what you have to do. You go get the number 1 pick. Go get Caleb.
Yeah, you're already right there, and you just got the offensive coordinator, Dan Quinn. He can handle the defensive side. They got the offensive side. I think it will mesh well. Dan Quinn, he's been behind some bad losses, but he's been behind some great winning teams. So I'll take it as I can get it. We haven't been a winning team lately. That's what I'm saying. We haven't been a winning team of lately, but you know what I'm saying? We can get a coach like that. Oh, well, we'll see how it goes. But
so let's keep going here. Offensive player of the year.
Offense player of the year. You got this one. I'm going to let you. This your boy CMC. I'm going to let you take the floor here, Vance. I know how you get. Oh, nah. Atlanta fan. He likes Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta. Don't know what happened to my guy Vance. Look like we having some technical difficulties, but your boy got it under control. Let me do it for him. CMC, 1,459 yards, 21 touchdowns, and the guy has been out of control this season. Tyreek Hill could have been that argument. You know what I'm saying? Tyreek Hill could have been that argument, but if he didn't miss that game, then other than that, he would have had the record for Calvin Johnson, and then we can have that type of argument of him being CMC. But other than that, CMC is that dog. He scored a touchdown every game. If we go look at my bench list later on in the clip, you try to stay tuned. You want to try to win some money with your boy. I'm gonna show y'all my FanDuel bets and what I got, my over unders, my picks, who got yards. Stay tuned in for that. But CMC, he is that man. He is that dog. Other than that, Kyle Shanahan, he runs a good offense. He is the best player on that team. I don't know if we talking about some of these Niner fans, they want to have their back for they got Brock Purdy. But if you're a guy sitting back and watching this football game, and you're saying to yourself, man, Christian McCaffrey, he's a dog, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's a dog. So other than that, we good. Yeah. But we got my boy Vance back up here.
Yeah.
We got my boy Vance back up here. My fault.
So for me,
lost a little train of thought. Get my boy back up here. But go ahead and take your boy. I held it down.
So
Vance,
for me,
I held it down.
CMC, I look at it like this. This is why, and I talked about this with my friends last night too. The NFL awards for me are a very weird thing to watch because the best offensive player usually the last couple of years especially has not been a quarterback. But they're the best.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the award next to MVP. You know what I'm saying? MVP has to kind of go to the quarterback, and then the next best thing is the offensive player of the year.
I think you and I both know if there was any year that a non-quarterback could win it, it was this past year. Tyreek, Christian McCaffrey. Would you before I keep going, would you be mad if Tyreek or Christian McCaffrey won MVP? Would that be crazy? No.
I wouldn't be crazy if they had a situation where they split the trophy, even though we can't do something like that. They haven't implemented that. I don't know if that is a thing, but I don't think so. But Tyreek Hill, if he doesn't get hurt, he doesn't miss that game. I said it to the stream when you was gone. He might have the offensive player of the year. It's kind of hard to argue when the guy has 21 touchdowns and he scores a touchdown every game and leads the league in every almost statistical category. You know what I'm saying?
So
Christian McCaffrey is a
To
ball.
go back to it, my thing with CMC is he won offensive player of the year, and I think I told you this since we started doing the stream. The first stream we did, I think I said he was going to be offensive player of the year. I just had a feeling, but he was a distant third in MVP voting. Like, at what point is the MVP award going to mean? Like, it means something, but to me, the MVP award in football now is becoming like the NBA, a popularity contest, because you're the best offensive player, but you're not even considered in the top 2 for MVP. I don't want to.
Like I said, sometimes it comes down to that, but Lamar Jackson got his team to where he got. If Lamar Jackson's out that lineup, who knows what the Ravens season looks like? Let's be real. Tyler Huntley ain't getting you to the AFC Championship. Sorry to break it to you. These average quarterbacks are not getting you to the championship. So I think Lamar deserved the MVP. Offensive player of the year. I think the last time we had a non-QB at MVP was Adrian Peterson.
2013.
Something like that.
2013 Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's it.
Yeah, but he was the outright best player in that. If you know what I'm saying, it was an argument that Tyreek Hill could have got MVP or Christian McCaffrey at one point.
I think if Tyreek gets to 2,000, he's the MVP winner.
Yeah.
Because I'll pull it up.
Christian McCaffrey,
offensive player of the year. Now I want to show you actually something. I have the number pulled up of how many he got. 222 votes for offensive player of the year. Do you know what how many Tyreek got? 139.
How much did he get?
He got. It wasn't actually close. It was 139. He got it. It wasn't close.
Yeah.
Third was.
You know what I'm saying? He's in.
Surprised. You know, Lamar was actually 4th. This actually surprised me. Guess who beat Lamar? CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb, he was a beast that game, but you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of Cowboy analysts out there. Who knows? They wanted to get one of their boys up in there.
No, I get that. But so where do you stand on it? Because again, I cut out. So where do you stand on the whole CMC winning it thing? Because I told you that for a while.
I think CMC he deserved it. He balled out this year. A guy who scored a touchdown in every game. He is the 49ers offense. He comes out of that offense. Who knows what your team looks like?
Him and Debo.
You know what your backup running back is looking like. Yeah, you might got to put Debo back there to run the ball, and Debo not gonna last long because he gets injured almost every other week. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? So I think CMC he balled out. I told the stream my pick. CMC he deserved it. He got it.
Great player.
He just deserves it. But the Houston Texans have won NFL honors, baby.
Man, swept it,
baby. Offensive rookie of the year, C.J. Stroud, Will Anderson, defensive rookie of the year. They balled out, and D'Amico Ryans almost got the coach of the year. I think he missed it by like a vote or something. So
from what I read, they tied, but Stefanski got one more first place vote.
Oh yeah. So
That's
yeah,
what I read.
he was by this much he missed it. So CJ Stroud, let's all go ahead and start with him. One of the best rookie I've ever seen in my life, winning a playoff game, destroying the comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco. We'll get to him in a second. He gets to the Ravens and give them the run for their money in the first half. Tied in the first half, they almost had him,
Gave
but
them all they can
you know what I'm
handle.
saying, Lamar got back there and cussed. Yeah, you
Gave
know what
them
I'm
all
saying?
they
They
can
can only
handle.
hold him
Yeah.
for a long time, and that defense it is what it is. They strapped CJ Stroud, but other than that, the man had broken every record as a rookie coming out of the draft, and the best rookie I've ever seen. Where do you stand on this? Where do you stand on this, man?
So before we even get into this, I want to say something about CJ Stroud real quick. Nothing to do with his college or anything, but as a religious person, I know you and me both are. His speeches are always amazing. His going up there, first thing is thanking God and like getting this whole thing about Jesus. Like it's great to see. Like as a world, we need more of that because as someone who watched CJ Stroud for 3 years at Ohio State, all he did, whether it was a personal accomplishment, a team accomplishment, playoff, whatever it was, he would always give it to God. So I mean, that was awesome to see. But getting back to winning the award, honestly, I thought it would come down. We talked about. I remember. I think it was one of our earlier streams. I went back between him and Puka. Like I could see either winning it, and then I think after because they vote on it though after the last game of the regular season, so it actually wasn't particularly close. So yeah, I think CJ. Because do you think that award too is kind of like MVP? Like if there's a if there's a good rookie quarterback, they're usually going to win.
Like an MVP, real talk. It's like the MVP of the young guys coming into the league.
If you're if the best rookie's a quarterback, yeah.
Yeah, and you seen the reaction he had in the backstage. It's an MVP type of award. When you coming into the league and you play like he did and you get an award, an NFL honors award, bro, you're blessed. Like I said, he gets to the podium, he thanks God. It's what you do behind the scenes. It's not just what he does at the podium. He takes every step of the way with God. He praises God and everything you do. And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So as he takes it on the field, God got his back out there, and he had his back this season, and he deserves that award. Will Anderson, that dog.
That's a big
Will
boy.
Anderson, that dog. He's an outright. I think he's an outright favorite. Coming off the edge with that speed, he gets to the quarterbacks. He's a disruptor. And DeMeco Ryans, you seen in your own eyes as a fan of the 49ers what he could do with a D-line. So it's not surprising that he has his boy that defensive player of the year, how the way he can play coming off the edge and get to the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, but I thought one thing. I'm surprised he didn't get more love for defensive player of the year, not rookie player.
Yeah.
I know he's a rookie, but good Lord.
He could have been in that. He could have been in that conversation. Defensive player of the year.
Check the voting.
It's the youngest award.
Let me check the voting real quick because I have it here. Let me pull it up. Defensive player of the year. He actually wasn't top 10. I feel like this, Myles Garrett obviously won it. Watt got second. We'll talk about that.
Myles Garrett won it. TJ.
He should have got more love. I thought Will Anderson should have got more love. That kid was ridiculous this year.
Yeah, he was definitely the best defensive player amongst all rookies. You see where he got picked. So it's not you better be. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny because I just remembered exactly what you said. One went second, one went third.
Yeah, if I'm picking a defensive player at third, which my boy Chase Young should have been, he got that rookie of the year that 1 year, but other than that, he didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you can pick that 3, we need you to consistently play great. And hopefully this trophy leads to greatness. Not saying he's a Chase Young, but that guy looks like a stud. And DeMeco Ryans 1 vote off. He got those boys going after a 3-13 year last year, being one of the worst teams in the whole league to being one of the premier teams in the league. And I can see CJ Stroud winning himself a couple rings, at least 1 Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be in the argument very soon. Very soon.
Now, I think I want to touch on DPOY because this kind of, you asked me a question. So for those that don't know, we usually text back and forth before live streams what we want to talk about and all this. And we can kind of lump this in together. He mentioned who was snubbed of an award. So this can kind of, we'll answer it. I'll answer it. We'll talk about who won, and then we'll talk about who got snubbed, because I feel like it can go together. So Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year, obviously. TJ Watt, for me, didn't get snubbed, but I go to school in PA, so they think differently. I said to them, had he not have gotten hurt, he probably wins it in a landslide. He had the most sacks, and it wasn't close. He led by 4.5 sacks. He had 18.5. If he does not get hurt, he wins it. But as Dino always says, he knows what I'm going to say, because he says it all the time, so I hear it. Availability is your best ability. He got hurt. Had he not gotten hurt, he would have won.
Yeah. So the problem I'm having is he got hurt, but this man's stats look way better than Myles Garrett's. He's beating TJ Watt. How many sacks did he have? I think 19.
18.5.
Myles Garrett 14. 68 sacks out of TJ Watt. I mean, not 68 sacks, 68 tackles to Myles Garrett's 42. 4 forced fumbles between the two, and an interception by TJ Watt. He just has better stats.
And I want to read you something. It's not entirely wrong, but it's not entirely accurate. Micah Parsons put a tweet out saying that everyone that said TJ should have won, he said, guess what, the most double teams in football this past year? Myles Garrett. So he had the most double teams, and he was the most pressured defensive end, and he still had 14 sacks. That's crazy. But again, we both know how great TJ Watt is. We're not saying he's not great. He's ridiculous. Had he not have gotten hurt, though, this is not a discussion. It's the fact that he did get hurt.
And he went to the internet and said he's used to it because the number one in history, nobody has ever done it, leading the league 3 times in sacks. Like, TJ Watt is that dog. He should have.
His brother didn't even do that.
Nah, bro. And I think he got snubbed. I think he should have been picked that defensive player of the year. But we have our arguments, like you said, double team, pressure, stuff like that. But it had to be close. It had to be.
It was. So Myles Garrett got 165. TJ Watt got 140. It was very close.
Very close. Very close. And shout out to Myles.
So let me ask you a question before we shut him out. So do you feel like in the NFL honors, do you feel like they hold injuries against them too much?
I think sometimes it can be like that. I think sometimes it can be like that. And if you're not available, like said, that's what we go by, the stats. He might have got extra stats more than you since he played more games. He might have
got 20 sacks.
Like I said, TJ, if the stats tell me that he's better than Myles Garrett. Maybe we just want to give it to another. Myles Garrett has been one of the best defensive player of the years for a very long time. So he deserves it. I'm not saying Myles Garrett doesn't deserve it, but as we're talking about regular season, we see the stats wise, side by side. He has more sacks, he has more tackles, he has more turnovers, and you're saying TJ Watt didn't get double teamed a lot? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
but not as much.
That's a small,
not as many as Myles, but it was still a lot.
And take TJ Watt and take TJ Watt off of that defensive line. Take Myles Garrett off of that defensive line. I would say they'll probably be bad too, but you know what I'm saying? They the same amount of people, but the stats wise, I think he should beat them.
I agree 100%. I think TJ Watt. I think what you're trying to say is he's more impactful to his team.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
He is more impactful for his team. But
100%.
Question of the day. What is your favorite go-to microwave food? For me, man, when I was in that dorm and coming up, you know what I'm saying, a little youngin', I'm hitting the Hot Pocket. I'm throwing a Hot Pocket straight up into that microwave, pulling it out, and I'm straight off of that. That pepperoni one, Sometimes that hand warning will get you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that hand warning will get you. It gets your taste buds running a little bit. Maybe you need a different flavor. Head to that hand one. But that pepperoni one was that dog for me. Was my guy by my side, and that's what I was throwing in there when the little man was getting hungry. You know what I'm saying?
For me, what was my favorite microwaved? For me, honestly, I have a little twist to it. I love those like Annie's mac and cheese bowls. And then what I would do is I would cut up some chicken and throw it in there.
That sounds tough. No lie, you know what I'm saying? You can have your little secret ones, you know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be no brand or nothing. You got just a little secret recipe or whatnot. Like I said, I'm here putting the little oodles of noodles in there. No lie. Soy sauce, a little bit of soy sauce.
It's good.
You know what I'm saying? And then sprinkle some Parmesan over the noodles. I'm telling you. Taste it. Taste it. I'm telling you. You might think it's nasty. Nah, I'm not putting no soy sauce or no Parmesan cheese over top of my ramen noodles. But don't judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. So my thing is, I think that actually sounds good to me because again, I'm not a picky eater, so I think it would sound good. Now, let's keep going with this because you have a different snub. So you have a different snub. You think DeMeco Ryans was snubbed. Let's talk about this.
DeMeco Ryans, I think once you get a team from 3-13 and you switch it all the way to a playoff win, I think that makes you. And he beats the coach. He beats the coach of the year. You know what I'm saying? He beats the coach of the year in the playoffs.
That's the hardest part is the votes are submitted before the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. Other than that, if that playoff, Vance is right. It's a regular season. Everything is a regular season vote in these trophies. So if they did the votes after the playoff game, is this a different type of vote? I think it is. If it's a different type of vote, entirely. But getting a guy like Joe Flacco off of his bed where he is done for the rest of his career and his life, and we think we won't ever see Joe Flacco again unless he's getting honored on the field by the Baltimore Ravens or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not going.
I don't know.
I mean, he gets the MVP there, but Ray Lewis was that dog. Joe Flacco, you know what I'm saying, getting honored on the field or whatnot. But other than that, you got DeMeco Ryans. The Texans have been the laughing stock of the last couple years or the last decade. You know what I'm saying? Even with Deshaun Watson, they wasn't really that good.
I said this to a friend of mine because there's actually a couple people here who are Texan fans. You know what they said? They wish this Texan team had J.J. Watt. They go, imagine that team. I was like,
yeah, if they had J.J. Watt, Andre Johnson, but you can wish all you want. I mean, it's not like y'all had a bad season. With J.J. Watt, without Andre Johnson, y'all got a playoff win. You know what I'm saying? This is your best. This has been your best provided team today, as in built from the ground up. This is your best team I've ever seen. Even though you had great players like J.J. Watt, that's a player. Yeah. Let's look at the team overall stats. Let's look at the team overall record, and this has been your best time.
I think Stefanski. I think they gave it to him just because of what he did with 5 quarterbacks, which is saying something. But as you would say, to be fair, he did something with 5 quarterbacks. But to be fair, as you would say, how much is it really saying? Yes, he had 5 quarterbacks play for him. DeMeco took a 3-13 team with a rookie quarterback, made the playoffs. So for me, do I think they got it wrong? I don't. This is the only award for me. I don't know. For me,
that's what I'm saying.
For you think DeMeco. For me, I don't think. For me personally, I don't think there's a wrong answer.
I don't think there's it's a close one. Like I said, it was by a vote, by one vote.
One first place
kind
vote.
of a hard situation. You know what I'm saying? One first place vote. It's kind of hard to get it at that. But once you got DeMeco Ryans doing the whole flip around, these guys did a whole flip. 3-13. Now you want a playoff game. It's crazy. Now, you know what I'm saying? C.J. Stroud, best rookie we've ever seen. It's kind of hard to go against that. But you see Stefanski going through the struggles. And he started from the bottom and got to the top. Like he said, going after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, it's kind of a struggling type situation to try to come back from something like that. And he came back from it and made his team go to the playoffs. So shout out to that, the coach of the year, and shout out to the comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco. He gets that trophy. You know what I'm saying? He gets that trophy. You see what he did at the if your coach of the year is your coach of the year and he comes back like that with that type of quarterback, you can see how the NFL voters were looking at it. Joe Flacco, who hadn't done nothing in the last 5-8 years. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's been a long time since Joe Flacco has been decent. Backup role after backup role. Jet to the Jets, to the Browns, cut by the Browns, trying to go into ESPN and whatnot, try to talk, get signed back to the Browns, and he leads his team to the playoffs, which we didn't think he was going to do at all. So yeah. So any argument, I would say Baker Mayfield.
So this is the one for me. As someone from Northeast Ohio, this is a weird argument for me because I'm not a Browns guy, never have been, never will be. Nor am I a Flacco guy, but I can't help but wonder.
You're close to that statement.
I can't help but wonder this, and I need to ask your opinion because I'm looking at this. I'm trying to take my bias out of it, so I want to ask you. Flacco plays for the whole season. Do the Browns get further than they do? What do you think?
That's a good question right there. I mean,
he starts the entire season.
Sometimes it's I think it's such a hard question because with Joe Flacco, when we see them in that playoff game, soon as he does something bad, it becomes a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? It becomes that domino. Yeah, it becomes that domino effect of maybe there's another L coming, there's another L coming, there's another L coming, and he could streak up a bunch of L's, and we could be seeing him move on to be another backup quarterback somewhere else or not even be in the league. So being the status that Joe Flacco is, being that domino type player, maybe he can get some wins like he did at the back half of the season. So, such a hard question. I might say, yeah, they have a better record and might be in a better situation if he plays the whole season because he has his coach he had before. He had some time under his belt with that coach, and it looked like him and Amari Cooper were looking great. You remember he had 265 receiving yards in one game, and Amari Cooper, and it looked like he had his number one receiver. His running backs was getting some yards forward in those guys, and Joe Flacco was putting it on the money. Other than that,
I do agree, though. This is, for me, I think Flacco should have won it. I'll say it like this. I agree with you in one aspect. Flacco won it. Flacco did win it. Baker should have won it because at this point last year, you and I were having discussions about whether or not Baker should even be in the league.
Yeah.
And now the kid is
Baker Mayfield.
And now he's probably going to be Tampa's long-term starter.
Went to the Panthers. He's looking for $40 million. Daniel Jones gets paid $40 million. That means everybody is getting paid $40 million. We know, see how bad Daniel Jones has been. But Baker Mayfield wins them a playoff game, beats the Philadelphia Eagles, who were in the Super Bowl last year, even though they had some battle scars. A.J. Brown out, Devontae Smith not feeling 100%. Jalen Hurts, dislocated finger. We've seen the injuries. We're not going past that. But Baker Mayfield gets a win. He got a win for the Browns. Joe Flacco get you a win in the playoff games? No. The last time y'all got a playoff win, I think it was Baker Mayfield. Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So Baker Mayfield, it's kind of hard to say that he's not the comeback player. I feel like if he does this at another time and point and Joe Flacco doesn't do that at the back half of the season, he's the outright vote. Baker Mayfield's the outright vote, the winner of the comeback player of the year. But what the Browns did in the back half,
maybe they felt because maybe they felt past champion, older guy, probably is not going to win a lot more. Probably give it to him. I'm trying to think of something. Maybe I'm trying to think of voter logic. I don't know.
And he has some history on his belt. You remember the team he was on, the Raven flop. You know what I'm saying? Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, all these guys on that team. And that was a point in history where your team was involved in it. And that was a good time in history. That was a Super Bowl we will never forget. You remember the lights cut off. So he was a player a part of that, and he gets that MVP for that game. So shout out to Joe Flacco making that comeback after being in the Super Bowl, winning the MVP. Then his career's out the water. Then he comes back and he wins some games to get you into the playoffs. So he's very well deserved of that trophy. And we talk about trophies. We talk about ribbons. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about some statues. Kobe Bryant statue.
Yeah,
He's up.
The 81
He's up
statue,
now
yeah.
in front of crypto. Let's take a look at the statue, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at the statue. Nice statue.
It's the 81
you know what I'm saying? It was the one on 81 points. Yep. 81 point game. Can't go against it. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Trying to see if I can get this video to work. It's a video of this ceremony and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? 81 points. You gotta give it to Kobe. How do you go out like that with 81 points? You know what I'm saying? That's a deadly one. Kobe, Vanessa Bryant, she talks about how he picked this out way before he tragically passed away. Kobe meant everything to us when he was playing, and then it was kind of shocking. I still remember that day of that tragic. He just hit it on the news, and somebody telling me I was working at McDonald's at that point, and somebody came up to me like, "Yo, you heard about Kobe?" And I'm like, "Yo, I thought it was a lie." You know what I'm saying? That's how bad it was, and it was a heartbreaking day for a lot of sports fans out there, family, friends. Everybody was shook by the situation, and Kobe was one of those great athletes, one of those players out there that you really looked up to, and just, you know what I'm saying, a guy. You know what I'm saying? Just really a humble guy.
I think for me, as someone who's not a big basketball guy, but a big like LeBron guy, I can respect Kobe for one reason. He had a Hall of Fame career with two different numbers, 8 and 24. So like, it's ridiculous. Heck of a career, heck of a guy, heck of a player, everything.
And
I think
you can't it's a really sad situation, but they get a statue out there, and I think it's one of 3. I think they made 3. You see the murals out there in LA. The guy made everything to us. And shout out to Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest players of all time. Some arguments, the greatest of all time, and the greatest hard worker I've ever seen, and it's been ever talked about in my eyes, even over Michael Jordan. The best. He would go in the craft. He would start at 3 a.m. and he's in it. He's working out all the way to DM 5 a.m. and getting back up at 3 a.m. to get it done. You know what I'm saying? So hard work out there, and it motivates me because, you know what I'm saying, we try to do our thing on YouTube and whatnot, keep grinding, keep going at it day and night, tireless hours, putting in stats, preparing on getting on this live stream and stuff like that.
Nobody worked harder.
And it just goes back to Kobe. Harder. You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
No one worked harder.
But let's get to this Super Bowl. Talk about it a little bit. Questions. We're just going to do questions right now. We're going to hit our predictions tomorrow. We're going to get back on the live stream all weekend. It's the Super Bowl. You know the content is coming. Who do you think played better in this game, Brock Purdy or Patrick Mahomes, Vance?
I'm going to go off future. I'm going to go off history. Mahomes has never not played great in the Super Bowl. Maybe I'm jinxing it. Every Super Bowl he's played, and he hasn't played great, but he's won 2 of them.
It's all right. You know what I'm saying? He got his boy Brock Purdy back. Some technical difficulties, but you know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy always.
Yeah, there we go. So,
all right.
So for me, Mahomes has yet to play a great game in the Super Bowl. His center's out. I think this is one of those games I think could go either way, but I got to do something real quick. Let's do this. Bang, bang. Niner gang. Let's go.
Shut up. What do you even? Can't even hear what you're playing. You probably playing that. What you playing that? E40.
I'm not playing anything. That's music you're hearing behind me. So I'm just actually going to put this out there. The kid that lives directly behind this wall right here, you know him pretty well. I'll tell you off stream. He's actually a rapper. That's what you're hearing. He's making music right now.
So,
yeah.
Bang Bang Niner gang, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you gonna go, you're not gonna go against nobody. If I say who you think is gonna play better, you gotta say your boys. You know what I'm saying? Your boys, 49ers team. You know what I'm saying? You see Brock Purdy, he's not gonna go against his boy, Brock Purdy.
I'm not.
And we see the jersey. We see Brock. I think Patrick Mahomes gets him in this one. I think Patrick Mahomes puts up that type of game, gets his team in the end zone more times than not. And I think Taylor Swift is going to be in the back cheering him on. You know what I'm saying?
I heard something that I heard something this morning on TV that I can't disagree with. They said they think 1st to 20 wins the Super Bowl.
All right, that could be some sort of situation. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. You want to bet with me on FanDuel? We got my bet right here. I got the match points between both teams over 47.5. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, Vance. I think your team is going to score. I think that Patrick Mahomes and y'all are going to score. Y'all got a lot of weapons there, and I think that match points goes over 47.5.
I'm surprised.
Money line Kansas City. Say it again. And then
you don't have a McCaffrey bet in there.
Oh yeah. McCaffrey, he always gets the only thing it's gonna be some more ones. I'm gonna put some more ones, you know what I'm saying? This is one of my bets. I got McCaffrey somewhere in my other bets, you know what I'm saying? But this is the best clip I'm showing. If you want to try to get with your boy and try to make this money on Super Bowl weekend, it's not guaranteed, you know what I'm saying? Don't come at your boy sending me punches and stuff like that if it don't hit. But I just got a feeling that my guy Travis Kelce is gonna go over 50 yards. Deebo Samuel over 79.5 combined in rushing and receiving, and a Brandon Ayuk touchdown and a Pacheco touchdown. That can very much happen. You know what I'm saying? That can very much happen. So
it's funny because as a Niner fan, Ayuk had a great year last year, and he goes, you know what? I'm on a contract year. How about I have an even better year this year? And that man killed.
Yeah, you talking about Brandon Ayuk?
Yes, BA.
Talking about Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, Brandon Ayuk's the dog. He's one of that top players on that team. The reason why this team is flying this way. So offensively, y'all got the talent. Defensively, y'all got the talent. Kansas City kind of y'all should win this game. That's the thing. Y'all should win this game. Y'all are a better overall team and have one of the best offensive coaches to ever do it in Kyle Shanahan. Y'all, the experience might get y'all right there in the Super Bowls, but who knows?
I heard a really, really cool thing. So his dad, 2-time Super Bowl champion Mike Shanahan with the Denver Broncos, Coach Shannon Sharp, John Elway, and guess who else Mike Shanahan coached? Ed McCaffrey. Father of Christian McCaffrey.
He did coach Ed McCaffrey.
Father of Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is now coached by his son, Kyle Shanahan. So full circle moment, maybe.
And there's top, and so that's a fact you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Those ties go way back. So it looked like it was meant to be going from Carolina to the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan being there. This team is ready. We ready to go as fans. It's Super Bowl weekend, baby. We turned up for it. You know, my boy Vance got the 49ers. I got the Chiefs. So we kind of going head to head. And Vance going head to head right now. Let's see who wins this thing. Coming to y'all tomorrow around 6 p.m.
We may live stream the game.
Our predictions of Super Bowl. Yeah, may live stream the game. Go watch the long form videos, short form content. It comes every day on the channel. Shout out to Lace Mo Sports Talk Show. Most of all, shout out to you and thank you, baby. God bless. Yes, sir.